6. C'est pas 6.
Rav Cohen. Tu veux dire tu l'as trouvé? Did you find?
Non, là, il y a Ah, d'accord, ok, regarde.
C'est pas
3B to 4. You want to read it now, Mike?
Ok, c'est celle-là.
Ah.
What are we? Comment?
No, Alacha Chet. Okay, we got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even I think it's yeah, we did all this, right?
Okay, two.
1 second.
No, we didn't do all of that.
Yeah, we did. Hold on.
No, it's a different idolatry, and
We did hay already, and we did 6. So we're well.
We moved. We didn't
do it when I think you weren't there.
that could be.
Yeah. Because I know it was 2 small alachot. It was Chet and Tet. And I think we did. Yes, we did Zayin because we don't send to them to Bim.
Yeah.
So we are in the Alacha Chet.
6 and 4.
7? Chet, no, 8.
You want English or Aramaic?
Arabic first and English after. It's small. You read the Mishnah and the Gemara, that you go back.
All right. Ein mochen lahen במחובר לקרקע, אבל מוכר הוא משקצת. רבי יהודה אומר, מחר הוא לא על מנת לקוץ. That's the Mishnah?
Yeah.
Daniel Dumar?
Yeah.
Gemara. אין מחרים להן במחיבור לחלקה וכו'. רב בון בר חיה באי אף בהמה וגסה במחלוקת מכל לו על מנת לשוחות. כך תנא אף בהמה וגס במחלוקת. רבי יהודה אומר, מכל לו על מנת לשחות. הלכה ט'.
No, just to not do the English. We stay on Alacha Chet.
The Mishnayot discuss additional items that one may not sell to idolaters. We may not sell to idolaters items that are currently attached to the ground, such as trees or growing produce, etc. We're forbidden to sell land to idolaters, and what is attached to the ground is legally classified as land. However, one may sell such an item that has been attached to the ground after it's been cut down. Rabbi Yehuda says, one may sell an attached item to an idolater on condition that he will cut it down immediately from the ground from which it grows. Gemara. The Tanna Kama of the Mishnah said, we may not sell to them items that are currently attached to the ground, etc. This implies that one may not sell such an item on condition that it be cut down immediately, whereas Rabbi Yehuda argues and allows such conditional sale. The Gemara discusses how these Tanaim would rule regarding the prohibition of selling large animals to an idolater. Rabbi Bun Bar Chia asked, is it even the case of a large animal included in the dispute between the Tanna Kama of our Mishnah and Rabbi Yehuda, such that Rabbi Yehuda would allow one to sell such an animal to an idolater on condition that he slaughters it immediately? The Gemara answers, we find it right that it teaches that even the case of a large animal is included in the dispute between the Tanaim. For the Braita states, Rabbi Yehuda says, one may sell a large animal to an idolater on the condition that he slaughters it immediately.
So what do we get? What do you get? Seems to be simple, right?
Not so simple.
What do you think, guys? What do you think? What do you think? What did you understand about the first level of understanding?
Reminds me of the din of a convert.
Oh,
After he said,
let's just see. Take again the information what's in the Talmud. תלמוד אומר.
תודה מאוד טעימה.
לבריאות, לבריאות. תודה רבה רבי שלמה. Be blessed. אין מוכרים להם במחובר לקרקע. We don't sell to the non-Jewish part of our land. Why is it in Avodah Zarah? If you want to sell it, put me it on Shvi'it or Peah or something like this.
Because we saw that it's time and makom is two main bechinas of the Avodah Zarah. And so if we're going to give them dominion over Eretz Yisrael, we're giving them the possibility to expand the makom.
יפה. יפה.
Which is connected Islam. And they're the ones that were having the problems with rights over our land.
So,
and they have exactly the same Sharia and the non-Muslims.
so Aretz, אסור למכור it, forbidden to sell. To sell to them, מחובר. What is ככה מחובר? Attached or maybe two different space, two different field attached. Let's say we don't take one direction.
Like adjoined lots.
Yeah.
Yeah, houses connected. Okay.
Right? Because we know that if your neighbor is a Rasha, you will be also attracted by his Rashaut. So, he said, שכתוב, so I'm reading my commentaries. שכתוב, לא תמחום, ובדרושים לו תיתן להם חניה בקרקע. So it's what we said, don't sell them fields which are connected to other Jewish fields. So they are nicer than us. We even feel not connected, we not sell. Extremists. And it said, אבל מוכר הוא מי שיקצת. What does it mean? What does it mean, משיקצת? What is the English word for משיקצת? Small קצת?
To make it small.
משיקצת לאחר שקיצץ את האילן. So you can sell some part of the land on the space where you cut the tree. Okay, let's say I get a place, I find this, I cut the tree. If it's a small part of a big part which is not connected to another field, I can sell. And he said, יכול למכור? לא. רבי יהודה הנשיא, אומר, מוכר הוא זה הילולה שלו, אומר, מוכר הוא, לא על מנעת לקוץ, שיגיע עיצוץ לפניו. They said, you can sell the land when time is, let's say, to make it shorter. על מנת לקצוץ. Let's say, oh, maybe you know that after you will cut. What does it mean? גמרא. רבי בחייא באי, asking, האם אף בהמה גסה במחלותת.
I thought it was just me.
במחלותת. What does it mean? האם גם במקרה של בהמה גסה יחלוק רבי יהודה? So Rabbi Chia is asking, will the position of Rabbi Yehuda be the same when we will be connected to the aspect of big animals? Behema gasa, donkey, soos, and so on. What's the connection?
because the conditional sale would solve the same problem the Gemara found with the large animals, because we saw that we can't sell large animals to idolaters because these sales are made with a 3-day trial period.
Yeah.
During the 3-day trial period, maybe the non-Jew or the idolater is going to work the animal on Shabbat, and then after Shabbat decide, I don't really want the animal, and now a Jew's animal worked on Shabbat. So now all sales of large animals to idolaters are asur. But if Rabbi Yehuda allows sale of mechubra karka to idolaters, al manas, that it will be cut immediately, then maybe he would have the same shita as with the large animal.
I have another question for you, Rabbi Yoshiyahu. What do we do from Yaakov, who went back for bachim knanim, for small sparks? He went back to look for them, to look after them. But we cut some trees, and he said, "Oh, this can be sold." And Rabbi Yehuda is asking. He said, "Rabbi Yehuda, you are against the Gemara here, the Mishnah." He said, "Yachlok." He said, "I understand what you mean, but will you also be cholek on the Mishnah when it comes about the behemoth?"
But the question that you asked me would seem to imply that I couldn't shecht an ox and then sell the meat to the goy. But I don't think there's anything in the Gemara that prohibits that. So if it's about nitzotzot, which I agree that it is, but we have to understand the way that it was working, that the money that now what are we talking about? We're talking about something that's attached to a tree, branches, fruits maybe, a structure, a bayit, a cheder or something. But anyway, the money that he takes for this object, as long as it's lawfully sold to the Gentile, he can use that to redeem he's going to use, no matter what, there's going to be sparks coming up, is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. It's just like, where's that money that he's going to take from the goy, and he's going to go buy Shabbos food. He's going to go, whatever he's going to do. Mm-hmm. So the side of Kedusha is always going to come out ahead as long as we follow the halacha.
Mm-hmm. What is the halacha here? Rabbi Chia seems to be disappointed by Rabbi Yehuda's position. Say, will you say the same situation regarding the big animals? They say, Rabbi Yehuda, Bayomar, Mocher lo al manat lishchot. Say, if you sell him the purpose of shchita, they say, כמו שבמשנה הוא מאר, מוכר לו על מנת לקצוץ. So for him, לקוץ and לשחוט, שחיטה, is the same, right?
Yeah. That's the Hava Amina.
Oh, yes.
That's the Hava Amina, but I don't know if it's right, because we see there's a sugya in Chulin that talks about shchita, and that shchita was a decree for the Jews, and that why wouldn't shchita render the animal ever minachai for a goy? Because the Gentile was never commanded in shchita. Shchita is a specific din for Klal Yisrael in order that they can consume meat. So if it doesn't apply to a non-Jew, maybe that right when the animal is dying, it becomes ever minachai, and now the non-Jew is not permitted to eat from it. It's a discussion in the Gemara. So I know that the Gemara wants to say that cutting something from a tree and shchita is the same, but it's really not, because if I cut something from an apple, there's no Hava Amina or even possible Hava Amina between a Jew and a Gentile. We both can eat the apple. I bless, he doesn't bless. Okay, we ate the apple. But shchita, it's like Din Yisrael. It has only to do with Yisrael. Whereas
I would say it's the same.
I'm just to understand after I give the speech. Not so sure. Because he's asking from the Bnei Noah's laws not to eat a living animal. So what does it mean? You have to kill him first.
Right.
So do they have a halacha of killing animals? Yes.
No, I'm not coming out what the actual din is. Obviously, they have to kill the animals that they eat. But one could theorize that maybe they have to wait for them to die, because ever min achai, right? If
I'm hungry,
ever min
I want to
achai,
eat now. I want to wait that you're gonna die to eat him. I'm
or
hungry.
who says that Gentiles can eat meat as well?
They are allowed because the halacha said that Bnei Noah they have to eat the meat. And the Gemara said, like the men have to die, also animals have to receive shchita. סוף הבהמה לשחט, סוף האדם למות. Same thing.
Yeah, we said that it is the same because we know from the Seven Kings that sparkles are everywhere.
Yeah.
In the trees and in the animals.
Yeah.
So there is a common deal between liquid and
לקוץ.
Ain't Adam Ele Yisrael. So when that says that just like Adam has to die, so shchita, it's not talking about Stam B'nai Adam. It's talking about Yisrael, whose death accomplishes the purpose of being mezachek in the zohar, right? So now he can live in Olam Haba. Just like shchita is a death for a specific purpose that then elevates the meat and it makes it mutar. Whereas any other kind of death, for a Jew, it doesn't do that. It makes it asur.
Mm-hmm.
But then that goes back to the question in Hulin is, who says that this is the way that non-Jews can eat their meat? Because right when the knife cuts the animal, right, there's a side to say it immediately becomes ever menachai.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the din of shchita for Klal Yisrael it's a din. We don't understand it. That's the way it is. But there's obviously a period of time between when the animal dies of the shchita and it was injured from the knife. Right. Mm. This is where Ulin is getting in the fine cuts in what's going on. So I think that's the Havamina of the Gemara is that the Kfitsat and shchita is the same, but I don't think it's the same.
Mm-hmm. This is the question. Let's finish the Gemara and after we try to understand. Ashkar Tani, what does it mean? מצאו ברייתא שכתוב בה אף בהמה גזעה במחלוקת רבי יהודה אומר מוכר לו על מנת לשחוט. Rabbi Yehuda say yes, we can sell the animals על מנת לשחוט. So what do you understand, Rabbi Yoshiyahu? So is there שחיטה אצל גויים?
Yeah.
What the Gemara? What do you understand from the Gemara?
You said in condition that he slaughter it immediately. So yeah, the goyim have to do shchita.
Who? The guy or the Jewish?
That's the question.
That's a real yeshiva shadiyuk right there. Who has to do the shchita?
Yeah.
No question. You have answer?
It must be the Jew.
Yeah.
If it's the goy, it's going to be nevilah, no matter what he does. We don't call it shechita. We have another word.
So you make a good shchita. You make a good shchita. The beima is not nevilah, it's not trefa, and you give it to the goy.
No, it's the goy who have to do this.
Goy have to do.
Goy have to do.
Shchita.
You have to slaughter it immediately.
I don't know. This is interesting. Also, let's get into diukim. It says al manas on the condition. It doesn't say like lemaisa that he will slaughter it right away. So for the Jew, it's like enough that I got his
Yes,
which is crazy because we don't trust them for anything. They lie. They lie about everything. And now all I have to do is, okay, he told me he was going to slaughter it. Go ahead, take it away.
But it's Ayin Tov. You have to think that he will do.
No, I'll tell you why.
Go
I'll
for
tell you
voice.
why. Because Almanas gets us out of the problem of the 3-day conditional sale. He can't come back to me in 3 days and say, I don't want the animal anymore. What are you talking about? You said you were going to slaughter it. I don't care what you did with it now. It's your animal. That's it. It's right. But it's when you buy a car, you get 3 days to like cancel the deal. But if you say, I'm buying this car because we're going to go to a demo derby tonight, yeah, and then I come back 3 days later and the guy goes, no, get out of here. You bought it to
I will
destroy.
make the problem harder. I will add something. Kfitsat, לשחוט, לימול. What do you do? Mila. So something. You say if a Jewish soul is not so kadosh, he will be a killer if he's from Cain's side. If he become more kadosh, he will be a shochet. If he become more kadosh, he will be moel.
Well, I like that that's the order.
Yeah.
Somewhat that I think Razal said that the shochet is the shufin v'amalek, because everything they do involves suffering. I don't know. Did I did Dallas?
So what does it mean? So if you say it's just if you say let's take the explanation of Yerushalmi, it's just to avoid that he bring you back what he bought. We have one problem if you say that. I have one story in the Torah about Shechem. Yes, they say we're going to convert. Say okay, you have to accept the Ol Malchut Shamayim and do the Milah. So if I got the theory of Yerushalmi, we did the Milah, and we went and killed them. What does it mean? Pshat. No Milah. No Milah can be done by a non-Jew.
Oh, they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shimon and Levi were like hanging out. All right, line up, guys.
But even to themselves. Like this, explain the Razal.
But we know some going used to do it in Egypt.
No, they
Yes.
do it, but is it Mila?
So my
Is
question,
It's Mila.
my question, they do it, but is it really Shchita?
No.
How do I know? Rabbi Yehuda says Shchita.
No, but he doesn't mean shchita. He means that they kill it.
No, he will say la.
He doesn't
He said
mean,
lishchot.
It's a lishchot.
Lishchot, you have to shchit it.
You say lishchot.
which is also, it's either a descriptive legal term when it's dealing with Jews.
Yeah.
But not Jews, it's to slaughter it, however they want to do it. It's still called shchita.
Or he's giving a condition you can't possibly fulfill.
Because to say slaughter, we have a word for that. להרוג אותו. Let's say לשחוט אותו. So the shchot is the tikkun. Say Rabbi Yehuda is saying, yeah, the guy can't do the shchita. Doesn't mean that you are allowed to
For
eat
himself.
for himself. You are not allowed to eat.
No.
But the action of the guy taking the knife and the action of the guy taking the knife all together, it's called Kfitsat. Very long. The proof is, people ask if a convert is already ma'ul, you have the Brit Milah. You just have to bring out tipat dam. You don't need to make all the process. It means that the shchita works. The milah works. Why? Because if it was not no milah, what will we do? We say, go come here, sit here. We're gonna make the tipat dam, and we're gonna do all the seder. We're gonna do the sandak. You're gonna see on the sandak. We're gonna make the blessing on Avraham. We're gonna make the besamim, the yayin, and
As you say.
No. The only way that you have a raya that it works is if we allow a goyim to do brit milah on gerim or Yisraelim. It's not that it works; it's that it happened. And so now, how do we deal with the fact that it happened?
exactly.
It happened.
Shchita, yes. Milah even, because we have the Torah is problem with that. They say, did the Bnei Shechem, or are they considered like Ma'ul? Rashi said no. Excuse me. Yaakov said yes. Why? He said, I'm not with your anger, my son. I'm not with the Maaserah you did. What is Maaserah? If you kill a guy who raped your sister, is that Maaserah? Or if you kill someone who changed and made tshuva, and you go kill him, say, I'm not with you in that actions. Rashi said, no, Rambam is cholek on Rashi. It's a chet. Why? Because the conversion is not only the milah. Milah is not the goof. The soul is here. That's why what's happened at the end of the day, Rabbi Akiva have to pay. You look how many children? Yeah, children. How many students you die? 24,000.
How many live in Shechem?
Ah.
The same soul.
Maybe it's a machlekes into whether the Beis Din is 2 or 3. Because it was only upon Hashem and Levi. Rashi says, no, Beis Din's 3. It's not. They're nothing.
Yeah, mumche. What's happened? Let's just understand. You see that it was amazing. Let's keep it. What is the 8? The 3. What's the 8? What is the 8? It's a man. Ish v'sadeh. So you have a man. Behema. What is the behema? Next to me, the man is the Jewish. Behema is the ger. So below, let's keep it outside because I had it. Just to the people.
Yes, so it's the same. They from also the 7.
What is saying? How is it considered? Why you bring this condition to the aspect of giving our land? My kesher ben between is this and that, and to sell our land to our non-Jewish.
Because the land is Jewish. The land is like.
Okay. Now we can understand this.
But-
We start yesterday.
Rabbi, the land means women, like you're a woman.
Yeah. So
And you're women to them. That's what that means.
you go straight. I mean, you're the same thing that you are able to sell. So if you say it's woman, you have to give the chidush. You listen because you open one door.
I mean, the Torah said, Shabbat said not to give your woman, your children to these people. No? Or because they will follow their ways.
So you are against Rabbi Yehuda?
Oh, I see. You have to shout it immediately. So
No, let's say it says chidush. You have to explain. If you open one chidush, you have to give something which is standing on the Gemara.
Not to sell the land, which means not to sell your woman to them.
Rabbi Yehuda say you have to sell them. If you cut the tree and if you should done it.
So you mean you're saying like, if you cut the tree, that's mean if you cut the tree, tree means man. Huh?
Let's see.
If your tree means man, if you cut the tree and the tree is tied up to the land, tied up to this woman, so you have to take I don't understand. Like,
Thank you. That's why I said it's easy.
you know, so you have to take the woman as well. I don't understand. It sounds like slavery.
It's your
or
chidush, you
something.
gotta know.
The last you said last time if we're in the Bechina of Ger as opposed to Ger Tzedek. And these are just people that they did a conversion and yada yada. And we're gonna go ahead and we'll feed the klipa with that Bechina.
This is for you, but I'll bring this.
So
Your last question, remember? You have to shout.
what?
The
Ah,
question-
Ger Tzedek.
We are building this answer since yesterday.
Okay.
Now we'll give you the connection.
So if the tree that's attached to the karka is a child, a male child, presumably, and this woman was a ger, but not ger tzedek, and now we're coming back and bringing back the concept of selling behemot, which we explained this as giving gerim that are not so stark, like they're kind of in that camp. They're not really in this camp. They're like now. So then,
it seems like in the case that we have an obligation though to her children, that she can go and kind of do whatever she wants. Like she can go in a way, but that child needs to be cut off from the karka before they get it, so that women that are caring, that they're not so connected to the community, and everyone looks at their children like nothing, is a huge mistake, because those children, even though they came from what looks like, they belong to Klal Yisrael.
You're putting the finger on the heart of the question. Now you have to know how it's happened. What does it mean? Why are we going with that? Everybody's finished. He's moving to next halacha. For him, it's understood. So let's take the text we saw yesterday. Keep this halacha in mind. Keep this in mind. We are in Shah Maamarei Razal. Maybe you have one here. Maamarei Razal. Maybe on the bottom. No.
Yeah, it's the second one.
Just not here. Oh no. Maybe it's on top. You see some Maamarei Razal there? No, this is the new. This is for you. I will look for my version. Maamarei Rajvi, you see? No, I don't think it's here, maybe. We saw that we have many levels inside of us. We saw the level of what page? You have the page? Sorry, I started talking without asking. You remember the page? Again, Nathan Hanan and halfway. It's a page.
I just opened that page. Don't forget this.
Mem He at the end of the book.
I just opened it. I didn't think it was everything.
We saw that. I'll just go back on the text. I will start from here after Omnam. But I go back in the what we had to say. What is saying? Omnam Adam, the man, who Sulam Kol HaOlamot. He is the scale of all the Olamot. Bekosher Kol HaOlamot and connect all the Olamot. Kanoda. Ki yesh bo guf. He had a body. What is that body? Remember, from afar. Afar is not there. Afar is here. Afar, יש לו afar, בעולם הזה. After, נפש בהמית. נפש בהמית. בהמית, בהמה. From יצר הרע. So, we're going to see. מפת השדים השוכנים על האוויר. I have a shed. Inside of you. You have a shed. And after,
Jesse.
נפש שכלי מן האופנים. רוח מן המלאכים, and נשמה מן כיסא הכבוד. So what's happened here? I say, you know what? Sometime, you know, the tree, the man, give it. You know, sometimes animal, give it.
We speak about the goof and the nefesh ben, not about the nefesh shari and the.
Just talking about the shed aspect.
Ah. So goof, animal, and shed aspect, or just shed aspect.
Shed aspect in goof, animals and tree.
Shed aspect in goof,
Animals and tree.
Like Esther Muhammad said.
Exactly. What do you have to say? What? You sacrifice our queen? Yes, not the queen, the shed. So when Rabbi Yehuda is telling you about send that part, it means that the shed has been here. This tree that you see rooted is here. Just cut it and sell it. What is sell it? This I'm gonna cut. What?
The shade has 3 of the 4 years.
The shed, he can say like this. He had the 3 yesod elionot,
And not afar.
not afar, but he
Uses it.
use it. Use it. That's why I say, cut it, shchita, and just sell it. You have to read that. And you cannot understand Rabbi Yehuda because this Mishnah is short and the Gemara is shorter. You don't understand why Rabbi Chia is so disappointed. Say, why you say that? Say, because I'm telling you, this is shed. On the field is the place of shedim. If it's written on the field on Shabbat, okay, we have the Achad Tapuchim, Toda Rabbi Zohar, and we have also the Trum. Okay.
Mechubar karka.
Thank you.
She's attached to us, mamish.
Thank you.
If it's not mechubar, it's not.
Thank
It's not. It's just karka. It's something else.
Now another question. Your shed is only inside of you. It can be one shed goy.
When you can also have a goy shade inside you, is the question?
No, outside of you, a man living in China looks like you. When he see the box, it's not only half grand. It's not you, sorry.
What does that mean?
I'm asking.
We've seen that a lot, though. Many things. People will look like Obama exactly.
Well, we know that real shorashim neshamot, they almost don't exist anymore. We're all fragmented, tiny little tributaries of the big neshamot. So then it stands to reason that these big neshamot are really, right, just on. The further we go up, we realize, no, that there's like one shade that controls, like, just like the days are all interwoven together, all the peoples are all also marbleized together, and we don't really see the real structure. But that's it. Is there's some guy in Kathmandu and some guy in Nigeria, and they all look a little bit alike and react the same thing to negative stimulus. It means they have the same shape. They have the same shape. The shortage of their shade, it's the same shape.
Because they can have the same neshama.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there's really only one.
Of course.
And
Where do I come from? Convert, right? Where do I come from? From a shed mother. What do you think? It's odd, yeah?
but that's really what there is there's
Yes.
shamot and shading.
Yes.
And if the ruchnius is using the goof, how do we differentiate? For the service of God, it's a neshama. And if the ruchnius is using the goof for its own service, idolatry, idol, it's a shade.
Yes.
That's it.
When you say from a shed mother, what does that mean exactly?
Your mother was Jewish?
No.
What was she as?
Even
when they're Jews, they can be shed. So let's make it easy.
Yeah.
So what?
So you mean that there's a shed that gave birth to a Jewish?
Yes, because everything is one. Look. I didn't tell you. It's been that one ancestor was Jewish. He chose to go over the road. Say, let's see how's the world. He give power to his shed aspect. That shed will become after many years your mother. She give birth to that spot of Judaism that will be you.
It's a continuum, right? So there's Hashem at the very, very top, and then like a string of ruchnius coming from him. and then Shamot at the very top and the very close are like Moshe Rabbeinu and Rajvi, right? And then the further down you go, the more self-oriented the intention of that Ruchnius is, until at one time it's more self-oriented than God-oriented, and now it's a shade. Because there's going to be shade that are good in relation, right?
Yeah.
But it's just it's about tipping the balance.
Like you said today, the shades are beautiful. When you're on Instagram, how many shading you're looking?
Oh God.
Instagram, Facebook.
Almost all of them. For sure, all of them.
Shading. They give you all the tradition. Twerking, porn, tradition. You can shade.
Oh my God. Like they were described as monsters and this and that.
Let's use the good words. The good words are here. It's not making categories. It's telling you what you're built with. You have everything inside of you. So outside of you, people have only parts. So if you see a non-Jewish, you don't have the Shekhinah style, you don't have the Kisa Kavod, and you don't know the Malachim. So it starts that is the level of shed, the highest level. You have shed, you have the Yetzer Hara, you have this, you have the Behemit. So you see now what the Tzai said, don't go with Goyot. Except if you convert them. And the conversion will be hard, because we are harder with Goyot than with men. So why? Because the Goy have to give the identity. You have to check. So I say, don't bring non-Jewish on the table of Pesach. There will be no shade. And some say, even the convert, not yet, be careful. Why? You're feeding the shed. But you have to like them. Because they're part of the creation. The Rabbi Yehuda is telling you, to like doesn't mean not to know what to do with them. So that's why they tell you, release your family if you convert. People say, it's human, it's not sociality, it's not, okay, keep your shit family, no problem. Do what you with them. Will come in your place, be so heavy on you.
And that's why they say the convert is the son of a Jew, doesn't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
My convert was the son of a Jew.
Yeah, a Jewish man.
Wow.
He has yichus, and he doesn't have to release his family. Why?
Yes.
It's not what you need.
We have to do Yerushalmi because I have to pick up important documents at 4 o'clock.
Don't worry, you are not giving you are over the time. You want to pass? Okay. It's easier.
The rabbi, he was in the Southern Kedusha, and they sat on the basement.
Already ready. What's yesterday?
She asked him the question. She's the only child from Roman Catholic Italian. She said, "Do I still have to honor my father and mother?" I told her, yes. And I said, really? He said, yes. That's tough, because honor is a specific thing. When you honor somebody, it's like you are buying into what they are, and it's like a kind of support. I said, maybe if he said respect them, I could understand it and take away honor. I was like, I think he set her up for failure, or maybe Hashem did it, and this is what was.
I thought the answer was yes.
He honored his father, Terah?
No. She has to honor her parents. Yes, we're parents.
No. He said
You
his
have-
Gentile parents.
You
Yes.
have no kibbud avayim with the gentle parents.
No, because I remember no one's on me.
Yeah, he's pulling shit. He thought that the rabbi was going to be funny, but no, he wasn't
It's not
funny.
funny, is it?
No, because when you finish with your parents, kibbud avayim you don't have. So it means it's not. This is the honor. It's kibbud avayim, kavod. But to love them and to show respect, yes, you're right. This is normal.
That's crazy.
But kibbud avayim, no kibbud avayim if you convert. And now let's see. So what we saw yesterday, that is the way you use to make Kfitsat HaDerekh. What a connection. Why you bring me to Kfitsat HaDerekh? We are here. We are. Let's see. Keep the Mishnah in mind. So where did I stop yesterday? keep in mind also that we're talking about trees and behemoths, which are in some aspect. You don't say cut them because this is avodah zarah. What does it mean? If you start to have a level of shade, etc., and so on, being dominant inside of you, that's why you will start to see suddenly no keeping Shabbat, no kashrut, not sneud. What said the sage? This man is not Klal Israel. Not Klal Israel. You cannot count him in a minyan. You cannot. You see what's happened? He's telling you this man is no more Jewish. He's a shed with kippah and tzitzit. This is a reality. That's why the sage, not just we try to be open up. And they know what they're telling you. So you know what? This man is not keeping Shabbat, don't eat his food.
Don't drink his wine.
Don't drink his wine. Don't give your son to marry a daughter. What the dog? If the daughter made tshuva, check twice that she really did tshuva. What does it mean that you ask to a woman, she has to take on her nida, ta mishpacha, Shabbat, halal, and so on? Because if she don't want to take that, she's a shame.
Oh. This is the first three questions. When I met my wife, I asked her. She said, yeah, of course, with them. I'm like, okay, that's it. We're getting married tomorrow.
And when she's a shed complete, what's happened to her? She shaved.
Oh my God.
So there's a whole social movement creating shaving. Called feminism. Yeah, radical feminism. That's what they do is create shaving.
This one is like shaving, yeah?
That's why if you want to make a joke with Mikubal who knows about non-Jewish culture, I did that joke in Bethel when they were laughed. I say, you know what's a big singer, very known in the United States, his name is Eminem, was saying, I'm not going to share you when stop shaking. You're not going to share. Ah, you're going to share. Yeah, I got you.
Oh, Eminem.
Shady? Are you shady? I got you, no problem. Because it's become a culture. The culture we have here, it's made by Shedim.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
why.
even hide it anymore.
Exactly.
They're showing you,
That's
talking about it openly.
That's why they didn't want to come back on the times. I don't want to come back in the nation. Leave me alone.
Too much.
In that time, Kedusha was dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Even the guy, they were so far from Jewish, you know. Even himself, he feels so far. Now the guy is like you, smell like you, brush the teeth, is like good looking. In the time, you can see it different physically. Not washing, you know, it's a guy. But now the guy sometimes is more beautiful than the Jewish. So it's like make a kosher and so on. What's happened? That world become more and more illusions. What is the illusions? The world of Shedim. The say we are just here like ambassadors. We just want to live on the proper time after 120, but not be attracted by this word. Why? Because this is their word. What is the word? Rasha say, this is in the belly of the Nachash. So all your work as teacher, as Rabbanim, as Talmidim, for over Rabbanim, or for you have to help people to bring the shed aspect down and to increase the malach aspect. Or Rabbi Yehuda will make the work for you. Cut you, put you on the side. And remember who is Rabbi Yehuda?
David.
Oh, Gilgul Yaakov Avinu.
Oh, I thought he was also from the.
He's from David.
Yeah, okay.
There is the Gilgul of Yaakov Avinu. That's why I start all the Shas by Kriyat Shema Shel Arvit. Who did it? Yaakov. Ben Ishchai, Rabbi Yehuda. That's why Rabbi Yehuda died the parasha Vayishla. You see, Yaakov story, Rabbi Yehuda is already here. You know what? You remember it's Yaakov, right? What did say Yaakov? I will do 2 camps, and that camp will be attacked first if things turn bad. And I will keep that camp. Oh, what Yaakov? You sacrifice 1 camp?
The Shadim. Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
You do the same thing every time. Say, cut the tree, shrit the behemoth, sell them.
So the Jewish people are we always think of like the metaphor of Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain, and Yaakov is behind the curtain, and he said, "Yeah, no, the Jews are over there too. Look, Lakewood. Look at Lakewood,
Exactly.
Borough Park. Look at
They call their place Yerushalmi. Who told you to do that? We saw where Yerushalmi is connected to the whole of the front. You are in America in the back, you call that place that one in the back Yerushalmi? No, it's not nostalgic. Nostalgic. Don't give your shit to another place which is not in the face. Yehuda is not joking at all. It's like Yaakov. He's not here to have pity. You should see Yaakov. What do you have to steal? He's still behind and pity. He get it. You have to escape, because understand Kedusha is more important than everything. This is the same topic where the Rabbi Yehuda said, and what we are seeing here. No concession with Shedim. First, and after, when they become friends, here, I can't. Sorry, Ari.
limbs. My hand wants to do what it wants to do, and but my brain wants to serve Hashem. So I then control all these units, right? So Shlomo is taking the individuals that they only want for themselves, and he's giving them away. You be for yourselves, and really you're working for me, right? And serving.
I will show you something. If you have Maamarei Shlomo, think about it.
I also have a question, Rabbi. The Freemason claim their source is from like the time of the Big Talmud.
It's not this one. No.
You didn't read the copy after yesterday. I didn't read the copy after yesterday, but you found one?
I remember it back home.
You want to keep something of these done DNA. 40% of Ashkenazi Jews are descended from 12 Italian
Trees from the ground.
We lost 40% Jewish.
Sorry, I will bring it next time. What is saying in Maamarei Shlomo? Most of the place of Maamarei Shlomo have been stolen by Christians. I get it. Someone open it.
If you ever find another copy, or you can get it printed.
I'm gonna get it printed. I'm gonna show you something.
Do we have real Kabbalists that are like inside the world of like Freemasonry and the do we infiltrate?
Real Kabbalistic?
Yeah.
No, outside.
They're outside. Okay.
From outside.
Just let them destroy Just let them destroy themselves.
Even from outside, they do massive destruction. We know how to fight them.
Okay.
They don't need to go in.
Right.
Yeah, but where did they Freemason? Because I learned a little bit about them, and I have a long line of family that was part of that stuff. And they claim that they come from the builder of Shlomo's time.
Hiram Abiff.
Yeah.
It's the third level, the secret of the third level. The
Yeah.
lost word.
It come from him who refused to share the secret of the builder, and then they killed him and stuff.
It's a word. It was a word that
Mhm.
identified. It was a word that identified a master mason.
Right.
And he had the word, and if they got the word, there was 3 of them. They would get paid their daily wages as a master mason, and they killed him. So it's a lost word. It's really just it's a recycled avodah zarah from Egypt.
But let's say it started from like the thing started, it traces back to him from the Mikdash, basically, from that master.
What he's saying here, this is asur. This is forbidden. This is Kabbalat Maasit. But when you are someone who want to study properly, you have to know what they do. Most of the people say that this is what Shlomo Melech wrote. That's what you say. Miyuchat Shlomo Melech alav hashalom. We studied that to check. We had group 10 people, me and other rabbanim. One of them was Rabbi Nehemiah. We go through all the text to see if it's kadosh or not. So basically, in that case, we put people who knows about that word. I know because I come from there. In my blood, I have witches and big witches, and the bigger of Congo. I know how they do. So he is telling you, see, if you want to build an army of 70,000 people, army to invade a place, to make massive illusions with water or with, you can do it. Make some prayer. For example, here, in the same prayer, you have Hashem Tzevaot, and you have Beelzebub. Where's Beelzebub?
We should.
Yeah, sure. So when you say that, it's not disturbing because you have to know that shed is with you every time. So, but the question is, do you have to say the name when you make a bakasha? No. Not only that. You see?
That's some of those resorts.
See all this to get them. You see, you have cross.
What?
Yes, you have cross.
Even in time of Shlomo, they had things like this.
They chose the cross because it's
It
Very
means
old.
something. Look, you want to go out from jail. Livroi מהכלא. Yes?
הרב, מסופר על הרשש, שהוא עשה קפיצת הדרך.
כן, בבקשה. אני אגיד לך איך הוא עשה. זה הלימוד שלנו מאתמול. קפיצת הדרך. So here's the situation. This, you want to escape from the prison. You write this on a cloth. You put it on you. You call the name. What is the name of the shed? I'm not going to put the same names. Well, number one at all. I don't put the name. You put all the list of the name after. Go out from here. And also, here is what I wanted to bring you wherever it is. Say, here is how to do Kfitsat HaDerekh.
What is that?
So yes,
That's in
the other side.
the other side.
C'est quoi le...
What it say? אני כעליו המלך גדול ונפלה אם תרצה ללך, אם תרצה ללך, if you want to go, אל עיר רחוקה, in a place where it's very far, כהרף עין, what you will not, even you cannot see with your eye. הנני מוכן להביאך ולהוליאך קר או לאחרים לכל מי שתרצה ציווה מיד ועשה לך. You say that, this is the formula. You say the name of the place you want to go, you draw this, and you just send it.
We draw it where?
Huh?
We draw it where? With a pen or what?
That's the pen with the ink.
Cloth?
Cloth, on the cloth. לא, זה אסור. זה אסור, זה מותר. זה אסור, but you have to know
גם
that.
הבעל שם טוב, סופר עליו שהוא היה עושה הרבה...
כן, זה רגיל, זה שום דבר. Picture. But don't be surprised if you see one day a guy, shalom. I didn't know the Pope knew how to do that. He knew how to do that.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think? Of course. Nothing, I just want to see you, to show you how. Huh?
Why did I come to this?
This is the real sentence of angels when they come there. The grass was so pure there. Yeah. So all this, just to show you what the purpose was to see. In Kabbalat Maasit, Christian Kabbalat Maasit, because this is not Jewish. This is not Shlomo Melech. Some things are the good direction, some things are really off. Really off. Because when they ask you to do some task on Shabbat, you see, because we want to bring you the logical way, I'm over the situation, and even on Shabbat I can write my Kmeah. It's written. When you understand where we want to bring you, is the way to do Kfitsat HaDerekh according to non-Jewish. And if you write Maftir Shlomo on Google, the Goyim, they are all fond of that. This one were mystical. They all news. You have all the books in the internet, all the book. When this happens, know that it's false. But the real books, when it's become really serious, you got one or maybe two. Or passing. You get it. Don't see. But you, because we study about Razal, you have to know that. But don't open if you're afraid. And don't open if you know they can be attracted. I saw people not to lie to you, studying together, a group of 10, and they start to do. So let's try this. What do you want to show
about Sweden?
Sweden? Oh.
Oh, the Muslims in Sweden? What they are doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Destroying what they don't, things that they don't suit.
Yes.
There is one guy that is pathetic. See, look, he's a vice minister. He goes like an idiot, and everybody laughed at him. He's the secretary of the policy of the royalties. You look at him, it's pathetic.
It's a whole word that is handling. It is handling.
Indeed.
Handle. Domain. And if you want to know what are the codes of the shades words, see the opposite of the halacha. You will see. And let's see now. So we saw the first one to the Kfitsat HaDerekh using Lamed Yud. Now, יש מין קפיצת השני, the second way, והיא על ידי דקורה דסתרא דאחא ביסוד נאי דילי, is to use the legs of Samerman. Use the נאי of סתרא אחרא. אמנם עניין זה נראה לאדם כאילו הוא בעצמו עולר ורץ ברגליו. So see what's happened? You see, when you do the Kfitsat HaDerekh using Lamed Yud, what do you have? You have one column of fire and one column of cloud. That God used for us in the desert. We were doing Kfitsat HaDerekh in the Arbaim time. Masat, yeah? It's written.
Like you mean like
Ramses.
téléportage?
ככה היינו זזים. Not תפילת הדרך. תפילת הדרך, it's normal.
That too.
I hope they said it before, yeah.
Kfitsat.
Actually, that's what Shaila.
They
Oh, yeah.
Do you say it before or not?
they were like
Is there a
from
sakana?
Ramses
If there's a
to
sakana, then
to
yes.
this, to that, to-
If you do it using.
The question is, how come they didn't do it in the Red Sea? When they got
You
there,
ask question I don't know. I'm telling you what is written. I don't know. The subject is heavy, so I don't open doors. I give what the Hakadosh write.
Inside the city.
Because we want to understand in our this week what is that Yaakov was fighting with Samermem. Samermem beat him on the legs, and you had some dust on the legs. We see now the legs are used to move from place to place. If you are a human being, you will move in 5 minutes from here to the toilet. If you are a shed, you will move in 5 minutes from here to the United States.
but
It's not in Congo that, I saw Grandpa. Well, where's Grandpa? He's living in the north. No, I saw him. He was in the street here. I talked with him on the phone for 1 hour. Yes, he's here. They're experts in Africa out there. Appearing in front of you. How they appear. He's not there. But with the shedim. We see the legs. And what did we saw yesterday? The real tzaddikim, they were here before the creation of the earth. They were, when God was looking at the Torah, they would say, okay, yeah, let's do like this. They are also the legs. Let's are odd. And see, if you see that a human being can make 100 meter in 9 seconds, it's mean that.
that's a shame.
No, it's mean that. Also,
Well, they say he's fast as a demon.
no, it's mean that higher creation can go faster. You see it in your eyes when a man run 100 meters in 9 seconds.
We laugh. But some people has this in the hands. Like
Some people are trapped. It's like drug. They're addicted. And when you start to feel over the nature, and that you can have strength, you can go fast, you can strength things like all the film, all the movies like X-Men. That kind of man who have superpower.
Right.
This is the dream of everybody.
they remind me.
We're the mutants. The Jews are the
I'm
mutants.
sorry. Do you remember yesterday about the wings?
Yeah. I said, so in that case, you use the legs of Samermen. So, but when you use Samermen, it's not like the eagle that you use the wings of the eagles and it's a column of fire or cloud. Now, he said here, you feel it in your legs. You really walk, but you don't understand. The distance is not here. Say, you can see it. Like if you are using your legs and you are really going fast. Who was the best in that game?
Naphtali.
Yes, but one was higher.
Lavan.
No. Husham.
Who's Husham?
Ben Dan. The only son of Dan. He was in Egypt. You would have screamed when Eliphaz and Esau was on the street, on the way, when they went to bury Yaakov. He arrived straight. And he just cut the head of Esau. Husham ben Dan.
And he was using which side?
At their level, we use all the sides here and there.
You can't use it. You can't use a shape to kill Esau. He won't do it.
Was fast.
That was his great grandfather. He was from the tribe of Dan. That was his great grandfather.
And also you can also have some information regarding the shed, this shed, regarding the people of the world. Put the Jews on the side. Just see the people. So now what's happened? Want to pass here, Bishop?
אולי בגלל זה אח שלי היה תקופה שאני כמה שנים היה רץ מרתון.
Ethiopians, they run. All your life, you wake up, you know. The Jews are Jewish, but they're not Jewish. What happened to you? Why you run out of every day? No, because we are connected to the aspect of legs. Which one we don't know yet. Marathon, you know, it will be Kenya, Ethiopian, and after we're gonna see.
Super skinny white guy from England. For some reason, they always have one. He looks like he's dying, like he just came out of a can. But he's there.
Some story. Jomo Kenyatta left the jail
Yeah.
and went to England to meet the Queen.
Mm.
Nobody knows what they
talk.
Do you have
Who do you say? Who made the Queen?
Jomo Kenyatta? He was in jail.
Yeah.
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 They took him
She's
to
an
the
age
jail
40 years.
to meet
was
the
that?
Queen.
Let me study the story. I will let you know if I have some information. Maybe some I have information, but I don't connect with the names.
Jomo Kenyatta.
I know, but I want to know what was the situation before the meet and after the meet.
He was chief of Mamau,
Mm.
the one that put in the gates of the rich.
Mm.
Yeah. When they
Don't think that the Queen don't have some power. I'm talking about spiritual power.
This is I'm asking you.
She has.
Yeah. That is everybody wants.
You know,
I
for
mean, he
100
just
years,
left.
all the boys have to be circumcised by a boy.
That's it.
They think they sit on the throne of David. That's why the harp is in the
Yeah.
royal crest.
And that's why all the boys have to be circumcised by a boy.
Yeah.
There's a British Israelitism thing. They think that they're the tribe of Dan. They're really descended from David. They sit on the crown.
I'm scared of now. Those names.
Between
Them and the shapeshifters.
Oh my God, I know about that.
what is shapeshifters?
It's like you change a form. A person can change
Oh.
into an animal.
But I heard like,
There's no difference. The same. You can do it here and here. We saw in Shara Kodesh that some tzaddikim, they can appear to you in aspect of animals. So they do it.
really?
Yeah.
And for people, Razal comes in the dreams as a lion.
Yeah. So in the bad side also, the other side, not bad, the other side also they do it. But what is the secret of that? Because I don't want you to lose the line. Levana, the moon. It was the start of honeymoon, right? But now I give you one element which will keep you in the Levana.
Werewolves, the moon, shape shifting into an animal.
Exactly. Say, the wolves become men. You think it's in a dream?
There's one, I think he was a Rishon that said Benjamin was a werewolf. It's like one. That's Pasha. He tried to bite Yaakov's neck.
Yeah.
He wanted blood. Come on.
No, but where does the idea of vampire come from? Vampire-
I don't know. That's them. They're very open to do. So what's happened from now? Why are we so afraid from the moon? Don't say Levana. Say Lavan. Hey. You know it's Lavan. Lavan is the guy who make the deal with Yaakov. You keep that side, I keep that side. We don't meet, but we know each other. But just give me my food when you go in the toilet. It's strange. You have to feed them, but they never feed us. We don't come in the dusha and say, okay, take some. No, you want to get something from them, you have to go in their camp.
We got Razal and Leah.
Yes, but we don't get all the secrets. All the Torah we lost, still there. Rachel came, just started to steal some statute. Okay, but what do you get? I want to talk to animals. Who do I have to see? The Shedim. They will teach me how to talk to animals, how to understand the birds' languages.
This is Pshat that Yaakov worked for Lavan.
Exactly.
Because now we have to work with this side in order to get what's ours.
Thank you. That's why God said, I didn't tell you to work for him. You go get the wives or get the 2 seeds of the Mauritian, bring them back. Now you work for him. What's happened? All your descendants will have to work with them. It's me that. You want to know the Indian, they can say that. I say, someone is coming, it's in 10 kilometers. It's going to really 10 minutes. You're obliged to be connected to Hashem.
We're gonna do it from the side of Kedusha.
We will not find.
We're not fine.
It's written black and white in the Shah. We just show you, right?
That's why we have both on this.
You cannot find a place in the Gemara how to understand the language of the birds.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Why do we have to understand the language of the birds? Is that really
It's like someone that know how the snake goes that way. Why? Why she can go like this? Everything goes
in that direction.
This is deep.
Why do we have to study the Torah? Let's study the Torah, Shimon. Why do we have to study the Torah? It's the blueprint of the universe.
So
Oblige.
we need to know everything.
They have all the decision of the Bate Din and Leon. Who got it?
the birds.
The birds. Are you to be a tzaddik? Okay. Tell me what the Reverend just said for 5 minutes. No, I'm a believer. No, I'm just for sure. Okay, you know. You really care? Someone, the Reverend said, this one gonna die in 5 days. Make tshuva. Come baby. Mikveh now. How do you know that? Don't do it. What do you think the Baba Sai was doing? Shuma Melea. You can see a candle, say, Tada Rabba. The candle talk to him to the sound of the candle.
That's why if you don't have the soul, you never know, because the Torah say don't be like the people who watch the sky and the siman in the sky and the birds. Also, they say, but really, in fact, it say don't do it like they do it in Avodah Zarah. But
you have to know. You have to know.
כל מי שישב בסנהדרין ידע את כל ה...
כן, כל הדברים אני יודע.
This birds. These birds.
כבוד הרב, תמשיך להיות ככה, מעיין נובע.
תודה
רבה לך, תמשיך לשמח אותנו ככה.
אמן.
חיים טובים, הרבה בריאות.
אמן, כן לאמור. תודה רבה, משלמה. כל ההצלחה, you have anything to do, it's good. You become, in few days you will be like us, tired, with many stories in head, but it's good to be married.
The king has many ministers, and he delegates authority. He's a good king. So if there's anything that I can do, just send me on an.
Thank you.
I just volunteered everybody in the room. You talk to me first.
כן, רבי על נתן אחד.
No. See, to the nature of it, or is it just another name of them?
What?
The birds. The birds.
Yeah.
The birds.
שלום, שלום. לא באת אתמול.
הכל לא מספרים.
ביי.
The birds, are they nature birds, or is it just another name for them?
Both of them. Because not all the ravens get the information of the Kfitsat Mala. So the ravens who make the sound and tell what was the decision of the Beit Din, it has a shed inside of him that can hear what is said there. And how they get it, they catch the decision in the atmosphere.
Oh.
The air.
So you have to know the language of clouds.
Even the language of these small leaves that falling.
Before it means something.
This is Gilgul.
That was that's Baal Shem Tov.
Yes.
One old man in Beit Shemesh told me, "You know where you live?" I said, "Of course I know, but you don't know. Look careful.
Before us or after us?
Go small step, big eyes." I says, "What do you mean?" Bye-bye. In Beit Shemesh. What? I was curious. I want to know where he come from. Who is this?
It was after we did the Chanukat Bait. It was after we came to pray in your place. They just came to confirm what they saw.
Uh-huh.
Some people say that the country is very dangerous.
The country, all countries are dangerous. Israel more because you have a real level of kedusha. That means that you have a real level of klipa. You will not have klipa as strong as this because we give a lot of kedusha. But if you are in your direct way, you don't have problem.
We ask sometimes, who sent us to you?
Oh. Rabbi Shlomo ben Abraham, he brought you. Rabbi Shlomo ben Pesach brought him. We met in the train.
Yes.
We met in the train.
But it's strange. It's strange. I'm just like in the park, and especially me, I don't like new people. Especially when I go to an event, whatever. I'm just surfing for, whatever I'm surfing for, whatever. And he just out of nowhere just comes like, "Yo, man, what's good?"
Who?
Ben Pesach. As soon as they Congolese, I'm like, I got a perfect guy you need to meet. And the rest just kind of happened,
Believe me, Rabbi Shimon is not so far from his place. You will know, we'll see. We'll see. So he said, I don't think we know who we are. That's it. We know who we are. We want to know who we are.
Speak for yourself.
So he said, what's happened in that second Kfitsat HaDerekh, you use the legs of Samerman. And what's happened? The Haaretz Kfitsat lefanav. So the earth become like small in front of you. Make one step. You don't understand. Go fast. Like you live. Like you saw. ואינו רואה עצמו רוכב על הענן. But he said, basically, you are on a cloud, but you don't see yourself on that cloud. You see your legs. Says, like in Europa we have Asterix and Obelix. They drink something.
Yeah.
And they go. And
Like Popeye with the spinach.
exactly. And they say it don't seem self-running, being on the cloud, but it's the reality. Just see this legs. Et là, chez les Daméé, le haut, Keilu, Gava Komato Meod. And suddenly, what is he realized that he become big, giant. Only giant. If you're a giant, in one step, I can make one step from hotel to Merkazaïr, one step, two steps. He said, just feel that it's big. And he said, if Arakados wasn't written that, we may say, this book is crazy. This is Mital, Akadosh, and Shmuel Vital come after to fix some aspect. And he said, Ve'nitachko raglav davar nifla. And he said, his legs are living something amazing. Ad she'achvotav מתחברים מאוד מאוד. והכל כחפצו מצטרף אליו, מיל אחד או בית מילים. So you see what's happened? The level of your legs will be amazing. And one step will be 1 mil. Like 1 mile, one step. One
Like
step.
Flash. How is it Flash?
Flash. No, it's not flash. Your flash, you make many steps.
Like
It's been one step. Boom, 1 mil.
Journeys. Oh.
And as I say, באומנם, המציאות הכבדת זו נזכר בתיקונים דף כ"ה. He said, you want to know how to do that? You go to the Tikkun Zohar. Telling you.
Does that mean that the giant who lived there, they were able to do those things?
Yeah.
So they were not. Are they real giant or are they just the Canaan people? They were just like huge in using
Both of them are true.
the giants and people who use.
The Canaanian, it was maybe the highest level of Shedim.
So he said
That's why they are afraid.
they were afraid, right?
Yeah, so the giant, the grapes are like mountain.
Yeshua and Caleb were not afraid.
Because they had the way to be disconnected to the Levana.
They have the way to be disconnected or connected to the
Disconnected.
so we have to disconnect really from the Lebanon.
That's happened if you disconnect. You connected to the Mazalaila Are.
How we disconnect?
You just have to know what are the moments in the day where the Vorod becomes strong. And when you know that moment, you have to pray.
When the Vorah becomes strong, like you said for something else also in the middle of the day.
Now, it's 3 times a day the Mazal change. In bad, from good to bad. And he said, he's bringing the Zohar. Say, Tachaze. שמען דעובדאה הוא בחד ברנה שמעינון בעלה קבעין להקאה אחזו ושיעו לגביה וחמאו דעבור ראית כוכבאה דשבעה. What does this mean? כי היה ממש מעלה ברגליו, because this man is really walking with his legs. ולא היה רוכב על ענן, he wasn't seeing himself being on a cloud. והנה בית בחינות אלו נמצאים בספרי הקדמונים והפרש אשר ביניהם. כשרוצים לרכוב על הענן, אז משביעים השבעות. So he said, he's telling you, he's not adding. He said, this is known from the Rishonim, Kadmonim. He said, if you want to be on a cloud, you have to make invocations. Shvaot. Veyored ananau, and that cloud comes down. That cloud comes down. Verochev alav, and you can go on it. So Aladdin is what Tashbah? We know which one. ואז יעשו קנה אחד מזין קשרים, קנה אחד מזין קשרים, וישביע השבעות, ויכבוש על הקנה. So, הקנה, it's like a can. It's like a stick. He said, you have to do one stick, and you have to make 7 nuts on that stick. If it was here, I would say it looked like Master Shlomo was talking.
It's nothing to do with the Tiflin.
Thank you. It's connected. That's why also the tzitzit we are calling the wings of the eagle. In Sharim, Gematria, tzitzit. And so יש מיני השבעות אחרות. So you have many kind of invocation. ואינם צריכות לעניין ממש, כגאון הקנה והענן הנזכר. So you have many ways to do that situation, but they are not at the level of this cloud and this invocation of that cloud. אלא בדיבור בלבד. משביעים בפיו ורץ רגליו והדרך שביארנו. So it says you just have to say things, and these things gonna come, and you will see the way will be small. ואיתם הדבר, so why all this? כי תמיד הנוגבה היא עשייה ומלאכה ודקורה הוא דבר בלבד. So because we saw 2 aspects of Kfitsat HaDerekh, one feminine, one masculine. And after he said, what happened here? בעונם כבר ביארנו, כי הקפיצה זו היא על ידי דקורה. So this קפיצה, what the last one say, is masculine, from the נצר or the son of סמ"ם, אשר ביארנו לעיל, כי הם סוד ג' רגליהם תרוג לי בשנה. תחוג לי בשנה. So you know what? These legs of Samir that you're going to use to make your way short, this is the secret of 3 times you're going to celebrate me. Raglaim. Regel. What do you say first? You call it the word legs. You're going to say, you will celebrate me. You will celebrate 3 times, you will celebrate me. Give me Raglaim, I'll be all here. V'kol v'lechol regel mehem, and in each legs, yesh kav echad. We have 1 line. Asher na'aseh mimeno inyan ha'kfitza. In each regel, you have 1 line which is going to be used to do the kfitza physically. In each member, right legs, left legs,